I know I just spent a lot of time praising Street Fighter Alpha 2 and Street Fighter Third Strike for being some of the best games in the entire series, and of course I stand by that, but I did get to thinking, if I was going to suggest one game of the entire series to suggest to a person completely new to the Street Fighter series, and maybe fighting games entirely, well, honestly, I think I'd tell them to pick up Street Fighter 6. I'm not going to try and blindside you and say, hey, I actually think Street Fighter 6 is the best game ever made, because as it is now, it's still not. But I do think it's the most well thought out game of the series, and let me tell you why. Let's say you're completely new to fighting games. From the outside looking in, fighting games can be pretty intimidating if you don't know much about them. I feel like Street Fighter 6 understands this, and tries to be the most welcoming addition to players old and new. Let's take a look at the opening menu. You've got the World Tour, Battle Hub, and Fighting Ground. While this is kind of a weird format, if you're new, you should look at it like this: 1, 2, and 3. This order works to help new players learn the mechanics of the game, as well as offers an experience never before seen by the Street Fighter series. And it's great, man. Placing your custom character, or freak if you're into that, into the Metro City and just being able to fight almost anyone here is both hilarious and genius. I love the idea of being able to just walk around and then just be all, come here! While this is random and fantastic, it gives players a chance to fight different computers with different movesets, to open them up to what they might expect during an online match. While this is a fun, standalone adventure, it's all cleverly constructed to teach the player the deeper mechanics of the game. Let's pretend for the sake of argument that you've never played or even heard of a Street Fighter. I don't know how to street fight. I've never street frit. What is that? How do I do that? How can? Well, my friend, the World Tour mode is here to help you out. While there is the previously mentioned ability to fight almost anyone with different movesets, the world itself assists you in learning things like parrying, utilizing drive impact, and even showing how to perform special moves with minigames. It's all well balanced to help you learn timing, counters, and just how to punish. This all packed into just one of the modes of the game. Street Fighter 6 having a single player mode with an expansive story and even a way to make your own custom character with a mixed up moveset is a feature alone that deserves a lot of praise. If you're simply tired of the run-of-the-mill fights that can sometimes happen in competitive mode, the Battle Hub is there to open you up to fights where anybody can be equipped with anything. I love how mixed up characters can be in the avatar fights. Plus it's just nice to see the absolute freaks people make in there. Freaks! I see the Battle Hub as the second step into learning the game. If you love competitive play but don't want to lose points simply because you don't know if you're ready or not, the Battle Hub is there to help. You can participate in free battles against all kinds of players of different types and skill levels. This is a great way to learn how to improve your skills with your preferred character, as well as learn how to work against all other characters, all with no real risk. And like I've mentioned before, you can participate in some crazy avatar battles. Combining this with elements like tournament mode, some classic arcade games, and even the ability to participate in some weirdly constructed matches with extreme mode, you have to appreciate all the Battle Hub has to offer. Plus aesthetically, it just looks really pleasant. Avatars playing on cabinets just really does it for me, you know? But once you've trained up and are feeling confident enough to put your skills to the test, it's time for the last segment, the Battleground. Get ready to enter those ranked matches and show off what you've learned. Your skill will be assessed in 10 matches and you'll be placed in a proper rank accordingly. Personally, I think the matches kind of swing around a bit too much. Going from like Gold 2 to Plat 3 seems pretty insane, but if the game thinks you can handle it, well, good on you. I feel like each ranking does reflect the skill set pretty well, but I do feel there is a bit of balance shift between going from Gold 5 to Platinum 1 and Platinum 5 to Diamond. But it's expected. This whole ranking system is actually part of the reason I wanted to make this video. I never devote any time whatsoever to rank matches in any video games. But spending nearly 100 hours in this game, they must be doing something right. The urge I get to play this game, even now after it's been out for so long, is insane to me. It's frustrating, it's rewarding, and most of all, it's addicting. Exactly what a fighting game should be. This fast, fluent gameplay is something that really hooked me, and the new mechanics like the active parry you control and the drive impact mechanic is a great addition. Though as you go up in ranks, you'll utilize some of these abilities more than others. Drive impact, while satisfying and useful, can spell the end for you if you rely on it too much. High-ranked players are always looking out for it, so you want to use it less and less, but that's a plus in my book. No mechanic should hold so much power in a fighting game. With that, I could argue that perfect parries really shift the flow of the fight, but at least when somebody punishes with a perfect parry, the damage is at least scaled back a bit to make this fight still pretty fair. It goes without saying that the more you play, the more you'll see that certain characters play to certain strengths, and in that regard, some fights become a little scripted and boring. Like if you play Ken and you're not afraid to jump, then you get an A+ in my book. I know where his strengths lie, but I still love seeing people still trying to do fun new things, and not just relying on all the corner carries and pure neutral fighting. Have some fun, man! The main point to take away from this video is that if you're interested in Street Fighter and you came to me to ask where you'd start, I'd still show you Street Fighter 3rd Strike because it's still the best in my eyes. But if you wanted to learn about the game, about how to play, there may be no better place than Street Fighter 6. This game will guide you through all you need to know and give you plenty of options to dive deeper into gameplay itself. Not to mention all the accessibility features this game has to welcome players with disabilities. It's just such a nice touch. What makes Street Fighter 6 stand out to me is just how fun it is for veteran players like me, but also so welcoming to new players. It's a game that is trying to make itself the end-all be-all for an introduction as well as a place for more skilled players. And it's just getting started. More players will be added, more balancing will be performed, hopefully on Marisa, and I think over time, this game will be refined into a Street Fighter experience that will be talked about for a long time. I don't know if it could ever reach the ranks of 3rd Strike, but this is the best attempt I've seen in years. I mean, it ain't 5. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching my video on Street Fighter 6. Y'all tired of me talking about Street Fighter? I promise I've got some fun stuff coming up. If you enjoyed this video, consider leaving a like and subscribing if you're new. As always, keep it practical and hop on Street Fighter 6, man.